Hi Joe, Mudger Flippers. Welcome. Oh, welcome back to the stream. Oh, I didn't want to wear this outfit. I don't like it. Oh well. It's too late now. It's too late now. It looks like a weird Hawaiian shirt. I'm stuck. I'm not moving. What's wrong with me? Hang on, give me a second. Here we go. I am a real human. Look at me, be a human. Oh. Yeah. There we go. Now I'm gonna be looking at this ugly shirt. Oh well. Oh well, that's what I get. That's what I get, I guess. Okay, well... I'm gonna do the New York Times puzzles. Oh, hello Ricochet. New York Times times. It's New York Times times. Howdy jowdy howdy. Howdy howdy. Howdy jowdy. How many words can I make with 7 letters? I don't know, probably like 4? Oh, we can have time zone. I can say the word time zone. Nice title. Yeah, I always quote that from The Simpsons. If I have time zone, does that mean I finish the game? I think that uses all the letters. Should I save that for later? I see the word time zone. I should use that last, right? Yeah, I should use that last. Because if I use it, it will finish the game and we won't get as many. And we won't. Time zone is a pangram. I don't know what it is. It's just a good word that I saw as soon as I looked at the puzzle. Zion. Not a word. Hello, hooligan. Nice to see you. Emote. Oh, why can't I spell? Mozzie? They're definitely not going to have Mozzie Hyperborean. They hate Australia. They don't like our culture. They're against us. We'll try it anyway. We'll try it just for shits and gigs. No, it's not there. I knew it wouldn't be. I knew it wouldn't be. Ignore everything you said earlier. What did you say earlier? My bad for not tuning into streams often. Yeah, you are bad. It is your bad. Ottoman? Wait, Ottoman's not spelled like that, is it? Nah, not a word. Should I see now? I know time zones there, and I just wanna use it. There's no A. There's no A. That's why I can't do it. Omi. I don't know. Zut. Zoot. Tote. Note. Emote. Zoot. Zoot riot. Look, I tried zoot and it didn't And it didn't, Montu? It's me, Monty. It's your boy, Montu. If I put time zone now, what will happen? Do I need to wait? But I saw it and I want to use it. Now just go for it. Ready? Time. Zone. Yay! Maybe try avoid using the letter Z. Yeah. Well, you know, I enjoy it. It's a fun letter. Time for the crossword. Let's go. Play without an account. Yes, please. Animal that falls in love with a tape dispenser in a classic New Yorker cartoon. Sounds like you guys have a lot going on over there. Language written in a Devanagari script. Devanagari. Hindi? That sounds like Hindi. I'm gonna say Hindi. That sounds like it would be correct. Singer Presley or Costello, they're both Elvises. George something Middlemarch author. I don't know. Middlemarch. I don't know of that book. Things read by fortune tellers. Fortunes? F-U-T... Palms. Yeah, that works. Blind followers. Something wafers. Sheep. Blind followers are sheep. That works. Good job. Something wafers. One across his snail. Oh. Okay. Interesting. Something wafers Nabisco treat. Nil. Is it Nilla? Is it short for vanilla wafers? Item falling from the sky in some classic cartoons. Anvil. Acme anvil. In a pickle or in a jam is an idiom. They might end with etc. Lists. Oh, this must be Elliot. Oh, we did it. Yay, look at us. We are geniuses. We are so smart. I'm in a really weird mood today. I went to the supermarket and it was really hard for me to pretend to be like a normal human being because I just felt like, I don't know, I just had the urge to like let my intrusive thoughts win and like do weird stuff in the middle of the supermarket. And I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I shouldn't be out in public sometimes. I feel like, oh well, it happens, I guess. We're just too smart. We finished that so quickly. Connections. What kind of intrusive thoughts? I don't know, just like making weird noises or like, I don't know, just like being weird. You know, like when you're just home alone and you just like do silly stuff around the house, like slide around in your socks and like, I don't know, just be silly. I just wanted to be silly. I felt like it. I don't know. But I only used to go to the supermarket just before it closed, but then they changed from closing at midnight to closing at 11, and then they changed from closing at 11 to closing at 10, and now it's just like, I feel like I have to go early, otherwise I'll miss it. Hey, Delta. Boop, boop, boop. Connections. Play. Vermouth. Is that an alcohol or a place? Plymouth. Oh, it's probably. These are all places, I think. Plymouth. Plymouth is a place. Dartmouth is a university. I've heard of that university, I think. Masala? Okay, what words do we have? We have Vermont, Plymouth, Classic, Dashboard, Blubbermouth, Dartmouth, Little, Port, Flywheel, Chatterbox, Rushmore, Masala, Windbag, The, Sherry, Prattler. Blabbermouth, Windbag, Chatterbox, and Plymouth, Classic, Dart, Little, Port, Rushmore. Maybe Prattler? Is a Prattler somebody that talks a lot? What's the fourth one? This has to be it. Blabbermouth, Chatterbox, Windbag, and Prattler. Is Prattler... I'll try the alcohol one then. I'll try the alcohol. Oh, they do prattle on? Yeah, it must be that, right? Yeah, okay. So then we've got vermouth. Is that the one that goes in a martini? Is that the one that goes in a martini? I don't know. I just am a bogan that just mixes like spirits with like soft drink. That's like as close to a cocktail as I get. I know a girl that mixes Bundaberg rum and Kirk's creaming soda, but she mixes it in her mouth. She mixes it in her mouth. Like she puts the Bundaberg in her mouth and then she puts the Kirk's creaming soda in her mouth and like swishes it around and swallows it. And I was like, wow, that's impressive. She's from Ballarat. She's good value. Although I think her and her husband might have been swingers, and I think they might have been trying to swing with me and my boyfriend at the time. Now that I'm looking back on that friendship, I'm like, huh. Well, it's not like we're not friends anymore. We just stopped hanging out like around COVID time. And then, you know how like sometimes like you were kind of friends, like you were just starting to become good friends with someone before COVID, and then COVID hit, and then it's like, oh, it's a little, you're not like good friends. So it's kind of weird to just contact them and be like, hey, what's up? But yeah, I think her and her husband might have been swingers. But she was good value. That was the most amazing shit I've ever seen in my life. That's like the most Aussiest, most disgusting combo ever. Bundy and Kirk's creaming soda. And you don't even put it in a glass, you like mix it in your mouth. What's with the new shirt? What's with the new shirt? Looking respectfully. Yeah, it is a little bit I can't think of a respectful word. It is a little bit thotty. It is a little bit thotty. We got vermouth, masala, sherry, and what was the other one? Port. Fortified wines. There we go. Mount Rushmore. I don't know. I just don't know what any of these things could be. All I know about Dartmouth is that it's a university, And Plymouth, I think, is something to do with like the Pilgrims. I think it's something to do with like Thanksgiving, I want to say. Plymouth Rock. Something like that. Am I thinking? I don't know. I don't know. And then Mount Rushmore is the place where the president's heads are like carved into the mountain or something with like explosives. I don't know. It's a whole thing. But I don't know. I don't know like what a theme could be. I don't know how they could like be related to each other. Interesting. And then there's literally something that just says the. Talking about spinny boys. Oh, you're talking about a flywheel. Plymouth is also an old car brand, is it? How old? I've never seen that in my life. Oh, purple's your favorite color? Yeah, purple's my favorite color as well. I like a really dark, deep purple and like a really like deep midnight blue. Those colors together are my favorite. I like everything to look like the night sky. Oh, so like old, like you need a special vintage car license and you can only drive it on the weekend old. I gotcha. That kind of old. Yeah. Ooh. Died in the 80s. Plymouth Grand Fury is such a great car. I want to look at it. Let me look at it. I'm gonna look at it. I want to see. I'm looking at the car. This better not be the name of a porn star. Okay, cool. Oh, it's musculous. It has musculous. Musculous car. It kind of looks like a Valiant Charger a little bit. I used to have a Valiant Charger and it cost me too much money in petrol. And then it wasn't a stealthy car either. The whole street could hear if you were coming home at 3 a.m. So it wasn't good. Words that start with movement, Rushmore. All right, let's see what we've got. Oh, there's a red one. Get a red one, it goes faster. That's what I say. Actually, I think I have seen these cars. I think I just never read what it said or recognized what the fuck it was. All right. Interesting. Dartmouth. Rushmore, Dartmouth. Fly, ply, rush, dart. Dash, dart. Wait, what would it be? Dart, dash, rush, and fly? Is that what it would be? The rocks, Plymouth Rock, Classic Rock, Little Rock. Oh, I like that because there's a place called Little Rock in Arkansas, right? I think that's like the state capital of Arkansas. Don't ask me how I know that. Oh, I know how I know that because I went down to Clinton. Like I went down to like a Clinton like conspiracy theory hole, and Bill Clinton used to be the governor of Arkansas, and they used to live in Little Rock. And oh, there's all this stuff. Anyway, the rocks. Plymouth Rock, Classic Rock, Little Rock. Plymouth Rock, Classic Rock. Little Rock. And the rocks. They wouldn't know about the rocks in America. They wouldn't know about the rocks in America. I don't think they would, right? The Rock? Is there... Oh, like the wrestler. The wrestler. I got you. Can you smell what the Rock is cooking? Probably a fat fart, to be honest. Yeah, alright, cool. We got it. We got it. Starting with ways to move quickly. Everyone was right. Ricochet was right. And Hyperbovian was right. Everyone was right. Look, we're perfect. We're perfect. Together, we form one adequate human being. Together with our powers combined, we make a semi-intelligent person. And that's pretty impressive, guys. That's pretty impressive. We are definitely feasting on the goo inside our brains tonight, everyone. I hope you have your spoons ready. Eating your own brain is the only way to go, really. Ugh. Ugh. I'm pretty tired. I'm pretty not alright in the brain, I would say. Separately, we may be puny twigs. Yeah, I'm definitely not finishing that quote because I shall be booted off the internet forever. Our shared brain cell came through in the end. It did, it really did. Oh, actually, I don't want that story first. Away with you. Penny Wong slams Israel for revoking visas of Australian diplomats. Oh no, I'm getting kicked out of Israel. I have to return to the best place on earth. What a punishment. Oh no. Oh no.
Was made via social media on Monday night Australia time, with the Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon Saar saying that the visas of Australian representatives to the Palestinian Authority in the West Bank were being revoked. He cited two main reasons for doing so. Firstly, the Australian government's announcement last week it was moving to recognise a Palestinian state. And secondly, the government's decision to reject or cancel the visas of a number of Israeli figures in recent times. Those two...
Can't we just say it's the West Bank and we recognize Palestine so you don't have any jurisdiction? We don't recognize it's Israeli territory? Because we're literally like, the West Bank is literally Palestine. And we just recognize Palestine. So say, you have no power over me. And then David Bowie will go, no! And then the labyrinth will shatter. I saw that in a movie. Your eyes can't be so cruel. Dun, 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 dun. Sorry, I watched too many movies from the 80s and 90s. That's Why does Israel issue visas for the West Bank? Because they're occupiers. You need to watch Labyrinth. You have it somewhere. Me and all my friends know every single word to that movie. We watched it like every weekend in high school. We watched it every single weekend. David Bowie is just like one of the greatest human beings to ever walk the earth, really. Do, 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 do.
Issues together, Gideon Saar said was evidence the Albanese government was fueling anti-Semitism in Australia. In response, Australia's top diplomat has labelled the moves as unjustified, Penny Wong accusing the Netanyahu government of further isolating Israel and undermining efforts for peace in the Middle East and a two-state solution. She's also rejected those allegations of anti-Semitism. It's understood this decision may only affect 2 Australian staff, the representative to the PA chief among them. And it is similar to how Israel responded to the decisions of other countries last year to recognise Palestinian statehood. Norway's envoys in Ramallah were shipped home, and the Spanish consulate here in Jerusalem was banned from offering any services to Palestinians. The announcement came just hours after it was revealed the Australian government had cancelled the visa of far-right politician Simha Rothman, who was due to tour the country. The grounds for that being that his views were inflammatory and could fuel division in the community. Mr. Rothman says his foreign minister's decision is welcome.
I think that the government of Australia needs to decide. Do they want to be on the side of Hamas or do they want to be on the side of Israel?
No, we're on the side of the Palestinian people. Stop putting up a forced dichotomy. That's a straw man. That's not what we're choosing between. We're choosing between an evil colonizing force that's committing a genocide or the innocent people that through no fault of their own are being slaughtered. It has nothing to do with Hamas. You evil little cretin. Like, look, just look what I mean, look at this guy. The chicks must be lining up to get a piece of this. That's all I'm gonna say. It's the skull is not sculling. It's like there's not enough bone to hold everything up, and it's like just poorly. We shouldn't like make fun of the way people look, but I mean, as like, if you're gonna be an asshole, I don't know, maybe don't be like... The only way he could be more like aesthetically unpleasing is if he was like a burn victim and his skin was literally melting off his face. It's look at his eyes. They don't even know they don't even know what direction they want to look at. So he's like, why don't I cover all of them? I'm not sure where to look. Why don't I look everywhere all at once? What a poo-poo platter. What a wee-wee head. What a poo-poo face. What a dum-dum, stinky man.
Or it's not only Hamas and Israel. They need to decide if they want to be in the axis of evil or the axis.
The axis of evil. Pretty sure I've got two corners, two of the most evil countries working together in the history of the world, and that is the United States and Israel. We'll see who your third little butt buddy is there, but oof. I wonder if that happened to him when he was coming out of the birth canal, and like, you know how baby skulls like sort of can like your skull's not fused when you're a baby, so when you come out of the vag, like your head can like sort of flex to get out of the vaginal passage. I wonder if his head was like fused and that's why it got like deformed when it came out. I'm so mean. But this has to be some type of like medical thing, right? Like this has to be like, this needs to be in the cranium museum, in the noggin like display. This is a cranial oddity. Oh, let's start our own like circus freak show and call it Cranial Oddities, and it will just be this guy with his head in like a test tube and we just like drive him around. I'm for that. I'm going to jail for being mean, aren't I? If there was a mean girl jail, I would be going to it right now. I can't stop myself. Is it the axis of evil from World War II? Yeah, it is. It was Germany, Japan, and Italy. That was the axis of evil. So yeah, it's pretty messed up of him to bring it up. But like a lot of people of his ilk, he likes to invoke things that happened in World War II to, you know, elicit some type of you know, emotional response. I don't know who liberated the concentration camps, mate? Who gave asylum to a lot of Jewish people after World War II? Let me think. The phrase axis of evil was first used by the US President George W. Bush. Access powers. Maybe it's the term Axis powers I'm thinking of. The Axis powers in World War II were primarily Germany, Italy, and Japan. Okay, let's try Axis of evil. Maybe I just mix the two things up. Let's see. axis of evil. The term axis of evil is a reference to the Axis powers of World War II, Nazi Germany, fascist Italy, and the Empire of Japan. That's what it says under. Was first used by US President George W. Bush. Origins 2003, 2001. Huh. I always just assumed it was referring. I always just assumed it was referring to the Axis powers. Anyway, that's all. That's what. Yeah. They are very similar phrases. Yeah. I think I just conflated. I just conflated the two. No, that's okay, Delta. I just always conflated the two. I did hear George Bush say that, like, after 9/11, but I just assumed he was invoking the term axis of evil to you know, invoke like a World War II, you know, comparing everything to Hitler like everyone does. Yeah, I didn't know that he sort of coined it. But I mean, he was obviously trying to invoke like World War II sentiments, right? By using the term axis. Like that's, I think that was very deliberate. But good night, Joey.
Of good.
Mr. Rothman insists that the only reason he was banned from entering Australia is because he has said that Hamas is bad and Israel is good. But the letter from Home Affairs, which the ABC has seen, outlines a number of other comments officials took issue with. Among them, that children aren't dying of hunger in Gaza, that those children are enemies of Israel, and that the idea of a two-state solution has poisoned the minds of the world. He repeated some of those comments during his interview with me, and also took issue with references to the West Bank, insisting that that occupied Palestinian territory be referred to as Judea and Samaria, the biblical names for the region.
Do you want to watch Avi Yemeni confronting the woke hairdresser banning Israelis? Do we want to watch that? It's there if we do. Oh, this is a long one. This is a documentary from the ABC, but it's investigating the growing threat to Australia's democracy. It's those sovereign citizen weirdos, you know, the sovereign The Four Corners is really good. Oh, apparently China has young people who are rat people who burrow in bed to avoid stresses of life. I relate to these. Aren't these just hikikomori, but like Chinese flavored instead of Japanese flavored? Isn't that what hikikomori people do? Or I don't know. I'm not sure. Which one do you not want to watch, Joey? Because we won't, not Joey, Delta. Because we'll watch the one that, we won't watch the one that you don't want to watch. I can't speak English. I'll be okay one day, probably. It's my stream. Oh, but I don't mind. Oh, let's watch something about Ivan Milat, because he's from down the road from where I grew up. We grew up just 5 minutes away from each other, and if I hadn't been old enough to be murdered by him, he wouldn't have killed me, because we would have been bros, because, like, you know, postcode bros. We would have been postcode bros, and he would have been like, no. And apparently he was Czech, And I've checked, and he would have been like, no, she's my friend, and he wouldn't have killed me. But I think he might have been in jail before I was born. I'm not sure. I'm not sure of the timelines. But just saying, in another world, if we had have met, he wouldn't have murdered me, and that somehow makes me feel secure. Yeah, well, I don't want to say we would have been friends, because that would be weird. It would be weird to be friends with like a sociopath, but you know, I just feel like I'm that goddamn likable guy. I'm just so likable, guys. What can I say? I'll just be out here making friends with the serial killers. And that's why you should always be nice to like the quiet weirdos at school if you're in America, right? Always, like, if you're a hot girl, always be nice to like the shy weird guy, because that guy's going to become a school shooter, and he won't kill you. He won't kill you. He won't write a manifesto about how you, I don't know, ignored him when you were 12 or something. He'll be like, he'll walk up to you and he'll whisper in your ear and he'll be like, hey, you should be sick tomorrow. And you're like, dun, 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 dun. And you're like, oh shit. And you stay home. And oof. Anyway, that's dark. That got dark quick. I knew where it was going, but I still shocked myself with the conclusion of that story. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know why it's got anything to do with the X-Files, but you know, I'm not the brightest when I do sleep, and when I don't sleep, it's even worse. So, Ivan Milat, politician, claims there were hundreds of more victims, and I wasn't one.
Begin tonight with claims of a cover-up, a protection racket that may have allowed serial killer Ivan Milat to murder many more victims than the 7 listed on his official rap sheet.
Tonight, Hugh Remington speaks to the politician who is convinced Milat could have killed hundreds of people. If that startling claim is true, it'd make Milat one of the worst serial killers in the world. Tonight, his call for a brand new inquiry.
The beast of Belanglo, Ivan Milat, 5 young women and 2 men, were all victims of the serial killer.
Where did you start? What was the first thing you pinned up on the wall?
For 8 years, New South Wales Upper House MP Jeremy Buckingham has become increasingly obsessed with one man, the backpacker killer.
Oh no, he's a true crime girly, and I saw a Collingwood scarf. What is a New South Welshman doing with a Collingwood? What are you doing watching AFL in the first place, and what are you doing with a Collingwood scarf, sir? And what are you doing being obsessed with true crime like a girl? I have many, many questions, sir. I have many questions. But let's get back to the story at hand, shall we? Boing.
Ivan Milat.
Ivan Milat arrested by heavily armed police at dawn yesterday.
I think it's fair to say that we do have a serial killer.
Convicted of murdering 7 young people whose bodies were dumped in the Belanglo State Forest south of Sydney, Milat died in jail 6 years ago.
And while he died alone in a Sydney prison cell, it was still far more dignified than the horrific deaths he inflicted on others.
But that, says Buckingham, barely scratches the surface of his offending.
I think that Ivan Milat is probably one of the worst serial killers in human history. I think he has killed scores of people, if not hundreds of people.
I've asked for his work records, his driving records, his prison records, his police records. 0000.
Buckingham has been seeking government files that he believes will connect Milat to a vast swathe of murders in the 1970s and 80s, years before his public notoriety over the backpacker murders.
The black pins are essentially murders, unsolved homicides in that period, 70 to 95 in New South Wales. You can see they're clustered. The purple pins are places that we know Milat lived, and the red pins are places we know Milat committed crimes.
Milat was a known violent criminal from his teens, but from 1974, when he beat a double rape charge, until his arrest for the backpacker murders in May 1994, he disappeared from official police notice.
We know he worked in Sydney, Newcastle, Wollongong, and travelled occasionally to Brisbane, Melbourne, Perth. Wherever he was, there are similar disappearances. There's a huge cluster of unsolved homicides in southeast Queensland in the mid-70s. They called it the hitchhiker murderer who was never caught.
Buckingham.
I mean, that is his MO. That's like his textbook thing. Yeah, I mean, if he was traveling around for work or something and killing is sort of his hobby, I mean, it would make sense. Like, if you're knitting a scarf, you like bring it with you when you go on your work trip, right? You get it out on the plane or the train, and I mean, it's just like that, but with murder. You know? Somebody tell him about red yarn. Yeah, he definitely needs some red string. You know what? I'm going to post him some red string. I'll write him a nice letter and be, hey, mate, I'll tell him to watch Always Sunny in Philadelphia and see Charlie's red string board, and I'll say, look, this is what you do. You've got to join the pins together with some red string. We'll sort him out, Ricochet, don't you worry. I'll write to him. Macquarie Street, Sydney, 2000. I will do it. See, I know the address off the top of my head.
Believes Malat was constantly murdering young men and women.
This guy was protected.
Which raises a very obvious question.
Who on earth would have wanted to protect a killer as evil, if he's as bad as you say he is, as Ivan Milat?
Organised crime. Ivan Milat would have been very, very useful to organised crime.
It is unarguable. In the 1970s and 80s and into the early 90s, corrupt New South Wales police were in bed with organised crime.
That's the cross. Yay. Shout out to Potts Point, even though I think King's Cross is all shut down now. But yeah, shout out to Sydney's former red light district. Had many a fun night on those streets. Woo!
Much of it exposed in the Wood Royal Commission, established just months after Malat's arrest. Buckingham says Malat was a well-connected player.
They needed people like Ivan Milat to bump people off, get rid of problems.
Jeremy Buckingham now wants a parliamentary inquiry to reinvestigate Malat.
The raw numbers of disappeared and murdered
Russian mafia, all the mafias are in King's Cross, mate, all of them. And then the triad are like the other side of the city, ironically in Chinatown, or unironically, I guess, in Chinatown. But yeah, definitely when I lived in Potts Point, the Russian mafia were very, very active. Very friendly dudes, actually, I must say. But probably just because I look really Russian.
Young people in New South Wales in the 1970s and 80s is just a statistical anomaly of the most terrifying scale. We are talking about hundreds of murders, unsolved, of a similar cohort of person in a very small geographic area over a relatively small period of time, with Ivan Milat's name written all over it.
But he wants the net cast wider than the killer himself. Buckingham believes Milat was also given powerful.
I mean, they would still probably more than likely have all the evidence. They could test it. They could do DNA testing. They could go back and like, I mean, it might give the families closure if like the families are still alive. Like hopefully like the parents that lost their daughters and stuff would still be alive and at least could like get closure. Although maybe you wouldn't want to know. Actually, maybe probably you wouldn't want to know that their last moments were spent being terrified in a car with this freaking psycho. That's probably, yeah, probably, I don't know. Cold cases are kind of weird like that because it's like, well, it's nice to know sometimes, but sometimes maybe it's like, why didn't you just like let sleeping dogs lie? I don't know. I guess it's up to the families if they wanna reopen it. I guess it should be up to them. I don't know.
For protection by his longtime lawyer, John Marsden.
That he denies the serious allegations that have been made against him in court.
A self-described promiscuous homosexual who had deep connections with Sydney's legal and political networks.
John Marsden, in his own words, describes sheltering Ivan Milat in the 1970s, that Milat had sheltered at his house.
Any criminal lawyer naturally has an association with criminals. That doesn't make them friends with those criminals. It doesn't make them run interference for them or use connections to protect them. What makes you so convinced that John Marsden was doing all of those things for a man like Ivan Milat?
They build a relationship, and I think that that relationship was a lot deeper and a lot longer than people understand.
More personal?
I think more personal. I think that they were lovers.
John Marsden.
How can I be your lawyer if we can't be lovers? Na, 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 na. That's not how the song goes. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Oh well.
Died in 2006. His funeral here in Campbelltown was attended by hundreds of people. The eulogy was given by a High Court judge, and the mourners included the former Prime Minister, Gough Whitlam. Now, 10 News Plus is not suggesting that anyone who was at the funeral or anyone associated with Marsden's law firm is guilty of any wrongdoing. In fact, we can't verify any of the claims being made against.
I like your one, Hyperbovian. How can we be lovers if you're got by the feds? How can we start over when you're in federal prison? How can we make love if we can't make amends? How can we be lovers if you got gotten by the feds? Yay.
It's John Marsden himself, but we do believe it is in the public interest to record the nature of those claims.
Former detectives have previously spoken of their suspicions that Ivan Milat was tried for only a tiny fraction of his crimes. Jeremy Buckingham is inspired by the long-delayed pursuit of Christopher Dawson, finally convicted in 2022 of murdering his wife, Lynette, 40 years earlier.
How convinced are you that you've got the numbers to get this inquiry together?
I think I can get the numbers. I think it's very hard to argue the case that this is not in the public interest, that this is a waste of taxpayers' money, that we don't want to look into what happened to all these beautiful young people who had their lives and their futures stripped away from them.
Jeremy Buckingham says society failed an untold number of young people who should have gone on to live lives of great promise.
He was a stone-cold psychopath, and he was let loose on the people of New South Wales and Australia for a generation.
I'm glad to say that Hugh Rimmington is with us now at the desk. Hugh, great story. That number, hundreds, is a big, big number. You're a vastly experienced journo. So my question to you is, have you looked at the evidence and does it stack up?
I haven't looked at all the evidence because the evidence is itself like this creature which keeps on expanding into all these hundreds of missing people. It's almost impossible to get across the evidence of all of those cases. I've seen the brief of the evidence that Jeremy Buckingham has been working on now for 8 years. So my gut feeling is hundreds seems like a large number. However, police have always said that they believe that Milat was responsible for many more murders. The range goes from 1 or 2 more up to 80 more. These according to police at various different times.
Even if he only killed like 20 or 30% of that number, that's still really significant. And like people still deserve to know, you know, what happened to their family members. I don't know. It's just one of those things where, like, you know, DNA testing, I'm not going to say DNA testing is easy now, but, you know, we do have access to that technology now. And obviously, like, yeah, we've got Ivan Milat's DNA. It would be easy to, you know, see if there's anything linking him to the murders.
So what we're seeing from Jeremy Buckingham is a really in-depth look into hundreds of cases. He's looked at 500 missing people and murders that are unsolved, and he thinks that if you look at where he was, and there's still more to learn about where he was at various times over that period, you're going to find a lot more bodies that are associated with Malat.
Jeremy Buckingham is calling for this inquiry. What are the chances of that actually going ahead?
So this is politics, so it all comes down to numbers, right? So the upper house has 42 members. For him to get this inquiry, he needs to get 21 to come across to him. The upper house of New South Wales is a mixture of people. The largest party is the Labor Party. It only has 15 members. Now, he's convinced he's got the numbers, but he's only one. He's the Legalised Cannabis Party member. What I'm hearing from sources, for example, in the Labor Party, is that there are Labor Party people who want to see this happen. They need to get that through the party room. There are other crossbenchers who I believe want to get...
Yeah, he'll be able to negotiate it. He'll be able to do it. He'll get it done. He'll get it done, I reckon. Yay, let's do an investigation, guys.
This across. We'll, I expect, learn a lot more after our reporting tonight about where those numbers go. Buckingham is fairly positive about it. I think he might have good grounds to be positive about it.
Wow.
It's incredible that the story of Ivan Milat is still going.
Yeah. A lot more to tell.
Thank you so much for staying on it. Appreciate it.
All the best.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's look at the rat people. I'm just gonna gnaw on this because I'm a rat.
Self-proclaimed rat people spend their days on their backs scrolling, almost entirely in bed and in the dark, barring the need to eat or use the bathroom. Their goal? To spend the least amount of energy and, importantly, money.
I was gonna say I'm gonna gnaw on the drywall, but I didn't know if people would get the Simpsons reference, so I didn't. But I'm glad people get the Simpsons jokes.
It's not just a reaction to social pressure. It's also, in a way, a little bit subversive politically. Basically, in this trend, the reason why it's called the 老鼠人, the rat people trend, is because rats turn to be most active during the night. And what you see in this lifestyle is that people are mostly active during the night, and they spend their days sleeping the hours away, scrolling on their phones, just here and there, getting something to eat, but basically having a lifestyle that reminds you a little bit of what rats do.
Overall views of related topics like low energy and rat people have exceeded 2 billion on all Chinese social media platforms, from Douyin, China's TikTok, to Xiaohongshu, which is similar to Instagram, and the micro-blogging site, Weibo. The topic rat people is now one of the top trending topics on both Douyin and Xiaohongshu. Like this one, which...
It kind of sounds like depression. It kind of sounds like these kids are depressed. Relatable.
Says, this is the most realistic vlog I've ever seen. And it got more than 200,000 likes. There's even infighting to see who can spend the least energy. This comment said, this video is too energetic. And this one too.
To some extent, I would say that whatever lying flat, late lot, or red people reflect diversities and also preferences among the young people.
But this is nothing new in China. In the last few years, terms like lying flat and Buddhist style have popped up on Chinese social media.
If I won the lottery, I would 100% be a rat person, but just like in a really nice house, in a really nice bed. But I would still be a rat person. That sounds like heaven. I would just be in bed all day, scrolling on my phone. Do you know what I hate? Have you ever dropped your phone on your head? Have you ever dropped your phone on your face? In bed? Because I've done that before. I've been like lying on my back with and then I don't know, I've just like let go of my phone somehow and it's like smacked me in the face. Okay, I thought it was just me. I thought I was the only very special person out there. But yeah. Oh my god.
Under Xi Jinping, you have this motivation of young people to pursue the Chinese dream, to be positive, show positive energy, be ambitious. But people kind of feel stuck in this 996 working culture. You know, a lot of young people are working 9 to 9, 6 days a week. They don't have time to be.
Whoa, I can't handle 9 to 5, 5 days a week. I would actually die. 12-hour days, 6 days a week. I would actually die.
Be very ambitious and very positive. So it's a reaction to all of this, and I think this does show a collective mental exhaustion with academic pressures, professional pressures, and then the social pressures that a lot of young people in China are facing when it comes to marriage expectations, buying a house in a market with soaring house prices, and basically feeling that they cannot climb higher up that social ladder.
朋友约我出去拍照，已经2点了，我对自己还是有点避数。收拾完出去，天黑了，没必要。
They encourage people to work and also encourage people to contribute to economies and also try to treat people as like a machine functional for countries running.
But with so many young people picking up the movement online, it is clear that rat people feel their hopes are dim for what's to come, at least in the short term.
It's hard.
Honestly, like if I was like a teenager or like under the age of 25, I think I would feel very hopeless. I think I would feel incredibly hopeless. I don't know, it's kind of understandable. It's pretty understandable.
Hard to imagine that China will reverse its economic situation in near future.
Hello Farhan, good to see you. I'm probably pronouncing your name wrong. How do you pronounce your name? Is it Farhan, Farhan, I don't know. I should ask Google how to pronounce your name, although sometimes it has the wrong pronunciation. You basically have to study care or nursing to get a job. There are sectors where like you can always get a job, but they're usually jobs people don't want to do. Those are the jobs. Like there's always jobs in social work, but most people can't like their souls or whatever can't handle it. I don't know. It's yeah, a lot of the jobs that like are readily available are either like physically. I'm correct with the pronunciation. The first one? I hope it was the first one because that's how I've been saying it. Cool. As long as I'm not saying it incorrectly, because I don't want to be a poo head. Should we watch Avi Yemeni confronts woke hairdresser banning Israelis? I bet you he loses a fight with the old lady. Let's have a look. I bet you this old lady beats you up.
No, he'd ask you why you kicked someone out when you found out they were Israeli. Why did you?
They were a baby killer. Now fuck off. Fuck off. Excuse me.
Do you always ask people with ethnic accents where they come from?
You don't. Leave me a review.
Do you all?
I'm pretty sure like you can ask someone to leave your establishment for any reason, right? Like you're not under any obligation to, like you can get kicked out of the shopping center, you can get kicked out of pubs. Why is a hairdresser, like unless it's a public service that like every citizen is entitled to use, even then like you can get kicked out of the library. Like there's not like, she doesn't really have to give a reason. I mean, it would suck if like, you know, she was actually racist and was like, you know, no Asian people or no, like, I don't know, insert whatever. But I don't know, given the current economic climate, I mean.
Do you always you kick somebody out? Do you know that's against the law to kick somebody?
It's not actually.
The
It's
Racial
not
Discrimination Act. You
No.
can't, based on nationality.
Israelis on a race.
Avi Mini for Rebel News in Bentley, Victoria. Here to hear the story of a man who made the fatal mistake of booking an appointment at a progressive salon.
So I was looking online to find a place to cut my hair, my curly hair, and I saw she specialized in curly hair here in this salon. And so I booked the appointment for Monday at 12.
She does have curly hair. I would say she's got a lot of experience with curly hair. I mean, with curly hair, don't you just wet it and then cut it? I don't know. Maybe not.
And once I came here, I said hi. Then she heard my accent and she asked me, oh, where are you from? I said, I'm from Israel and, you know, you can live. It's crazy. Once I left, she called me a baby killer. And yeah, she closed the door.
So my producer has booked me an appointment with the salon so that
I mean, calling him a baby killer, you could argue, is over the line. Like, I'm not like super confrontational with people. I probably wouldn't have done it, but I would have said, I would have personally, this is just me and this is just my personality type. I would have said, hey mate, sorry, my political views are this. I, can't condone what your country is doing at the moment. And given that, I would just, rather you go and get your hair cut at another establishment. I wouldn't have necessarily have arced up or whatever because you don't know like this guy's story, right? I mean, there's a 0.000000001% chance that this guy didn't serve in the IDF and that he went to jail or whatever. It's probably not, but there's a tiny chance that he's not a dickhead. But yeah, I don't know. Just personally, I'm not like super aggro and confrontational unless you're aggro and confrontational to me. Then you see the claws come out. Then I go full psycho. If someone starts it, boy do I fucking finish it. But that's another story. I don't arc up at people unless they arc up at me first, I guess. But that's just, different communication styles, I guess.
I can try and talk to the owner and see what's going on and why she's done it. My producer's female, but from the website, I doubt they're going to assume my gender and worry that my name doesn't match my look. It was interesting though, when I went to book it, they had men and women's cuts at different...
Oh, they do XXX waxing at this place. Is that just a Brazilian? Where is more like, what's more of an X-rated area than a Brazilian? I'm trying to think, like, where else do you grow hair where like they could get in? I don't know. Don't most places just call that a Brazilian? Or maybe it's a back crack and sack wax. Do they still have those for hairy men? Back, sack and crack wax. Yeah. Don't worry about me, guys. I'm running on very little sleep.
Prices, even though they really push the transgender ideology all over their website. So it was a bit confusing. They had a little note even when you did book the men's cuts. I do wonder if a client gets to self-identify when they book and a woman can identify as a man so she gets a cheaper cut.
Why do you care so much about the gender stuff? Why do you care so much? And I bet you if anybody else was arcing up about racial discrimination or something, he would call them a snowflake. But because it's against Israelis, he cares about it. Cause see, he's like making fun of like this lady for trying to be like inclusive of, people's gender identities. He's like paying it out, but then he's all butthurt. He's all down there getting upset because she doesn't want Israelis in her establishment. They have that stuff for back hair. Yeah. They're I think like hair on males goes in and out of fashion. So sometimes like women women will be into hairy guys. And then I think like in the 90s and 2000s, most of the male models had like a waxed chest and like waxed basically everything. They were like basically hairless, maybe like some hair on their legs and some hair on their arms. It's very, very strange. And then like, I don't know, some chicks seem to be like, I don't know. It's I think that the thing to do is like have a look at magazines and see if the men are hairy or not, and that will determine what is in. Yeah, ouch. Well, the back, sack, and crack wax. So the back is obviously your back. The crack is your bum crack. So they'll spread your bum cheeks and they'll wax there. And then the sack is your like scrotum. They will wax that. You ask your sister to trim your back hair. Yeah, it would be hard. It would be hard to do that yourself, I assume. But yeah, it's yeah, it's insane. But yeah, people in society are so weird about body hair. Like it's a completely natural thing. But the shoulders and stuff, yeah. You just cop the ingrown hairs. Oh, ingrown hairs are awful. If you get ingrown hairs, you should buy either glycolic acid or salicylic acid and use that on your skin. Probably wouldn't go higher than 10%. But if you look online, you should be able to get like some pre-soaked pads with it on, and just wherever you get ingrown hairs, you can rub it over and it'll do the trick. It's very good for preventing ingrown hairs. I have laser. I have my legs and stuff lasered, so nice and smooth, because I just can't be bothered. And I got like a folliculitis a few times, which is like an infection in your hair follicle because of my immune system being so compromised. So I just got rid of all the hairs on my legs, so I didn't have to worry about it. But yeah, it looks really nice. It feels really nice. It's just yeah, some people say it hurts, but I didn't find it painful. But apparently I have a high pain tolerance, so I don't know. Some people do find it really painful though.
And what do they do about the other 50 genders? But that's not really why I'm here today. I want to get to the bottom of this story. The tolerant left, once again, showing their bigotry. Katrina. Mini from Rebel News. Are you Katrina? I am. How you doing? Yeah, you had a client. I'm booked in.
No, she told you to leave. It's her business. Am I crazy, or are you as a business owner allowed to like get people to leave? Like, you don't have the right to go into somebody's like privately owned business if they ask you to leave, right? The tolerant left, what year is it? It's 2016, Hyperbovian. You woke up in the past. I mean the future. I mean the present, because it's 2016.
You had a client here on Monday that you kicked out.
That's right.
Why did you kick him out?
Get out.
Why did you kick him out?
You know why? Out.
Why did you kick him out?
Out. So
I'm booked in. You've got to give me my...
You are not booked in.
I'm booked in for 3:30.
What's your name?
My producer booked it.
Under what name? Okay, you're booked in under false pretenses. Get out.
Why are you saying that?
Because you're not here to have a haircut. You're here to hassle me.
No, I'm here to ask you why you kicked someone out when you found out they were Israeli. Why did you
do? They were a baby killer. Now fuck off. Fuck off. Excuse me.
Do you always ask people with ethnic accents where they come from?
If you don't, leave me a review.
Well, I think she's typical woke. You know, she loves everyone, but she hate.
Oh yeah, for no reason. And look, if just there's so many places to get a haircut in Melbourne. There's so many places to get a haircut in Melbourne. I don't know. It's just flabbergasting. Like, you know what? This woman's probably gonna get even more business now, because what old mate doesn't realize is this is how the majority of the Australian people feel, right? I mean, I'm not gonna go call someone a baby killer or whatever, because like I said, I'm not that confrontational, but I don't necessarily know that if I had a business, I would kick somebody out of my business, but I would probably just, you know, give them a shit haircut. I maybe would accidentally, like, leave the guard off the razor and accidentally, like, leave a bald patch on the back of their head. But I'm just, you know, I'm just a sneaky, sneaky little snake like that. Just a sneaky little guy doing vigilante stuff behind people's backs.
Do you always ask people with ethnic backgrounds? Do you always ask people with ethnic backgrounds?
My business, you're trespassing.
I need my deposit back. I need my deposit back.
Right, you'll do it through the...
No, I would like my deposit back. I'll leave with my deposit back. You.
He's so psycho. He's like, well, we know what he likes to do to women. He has a conviction for domestic violence against his ex-wife. But that is such unhinged behavior. She obviously feels uncomfortable. He gets, I bet you his doodle is hard right now. I bet you his little doodle is so hard right now. He gets like aroused by from harassing women. Dude. He's trying to force her way. She's told him multiple times to leave. She should slam the door in his nose and break it. She wouldn't get in trouble. It's self-defense. He's trying to forcibly enter her premises. She's told him to fuck off numerous times. She literally told him to fuck off.
Kick somebody out. Do you know that's against the law to kick somebody?
It's not, actually.
The Racial Discrimination Act? You can't, based on nationality?
Israelis aren't a race.
Nationality.
Or is it race or nationality?
Obviously, it is against the law. Are you going to follow it up to make sure she's held accountable?
Yes, I will. I think we
yeah,
need
of
to do
course you
everything we
will.
can so it won't happen again. Not just here, but everywhere in Australia. People need to be safe. Not just Israeli, everyone. Everyone needs to feel safe, right? And we need to fight it back, so it won't happen to other people.
Out of my...
What's we? You just said you're Israeli. What's the we? Little doodle, you will keep that in your mind from now on. Well, you know, it must be pretty small because you don't, you know, little man, little Willie, little, yeah, he's obviously got some type of Napoleon syndrome going on.
My business, you're trespassing.
Have you ever kicked out any other nationalities?
Yeah, I have.
Who?
People like you. Get out of my shop.
Let me ask you, you have a post on Instagram which says, all the hate in the world is sold to you, all the love in the world is free.
Yep.
Do you think you should take that advice? Do you think you should take that advice? You also have a post that's...
Yeah, all those women in there, do you know who they're calling? They're all calling the police because they all feel unsafe. They all feel unsafe. There's this little psycho, this little former IDF psycho. By the way, did you know that Avi Yemeni, he didn't live in Israel. He was in Australia. He didn't have to serve in the IDF. He volunteered to serve in the IDF as an Australian. He flew over there because he wanted to. He wanted to serve in the IDF. This man is a total psycho. He is a total psycho.
Says repost if trans people are welcome and safe with you. Are Jewish and Israeli trans people safe with you here?
Hell yeah, look at my stickers.
Definitely not. And she also forgot that in Israel, you know, we have a very big celebration, you know, towards the trans people and the gays, and in Palestine they actually killed them and hanged them from the streets. I think she's on the wrong side, but I also don't think that she knows how to think, and clearly she's just very manipulated, and she's full of hate, yeah, and very fake with all this woke, and yeah, I love everyone, but I hate them.
Oh, so there was an Israeli who came in on Monday, and when she heard that his accent, she asked him where he's from. He said Israel. She kicked him out for being a genocidal baby killer. How do you feel about that?
I hope it's not true, because I would not be comfortable here if that were true.
He's outside. She just told him to give her a bad review.
Yeah, but she didn't say anything about Jewish people. She said Israeli, and that woman's obviously Australian. That woman is obviously Australian. I'm sure this lady's capable of making the distinction. Like, she can practice her religion. Like, if she's a Jewish Australian, more than likely her family came to Australia after World War II. And unless, like, she identifies as Israeli or, you know, whatever, like, what... I just don't see this little old lady, like, having an issue with her. She's obviously just some, like, sweet old Kiwi lady, just... You know, she likes her. She probably votes Greens and, you know, that's her whole thing. I mean, not really hurting anybody by telling someone to fuck off. Like, I don't know. I would just shave. If I was a dude and I had, like, unruly hair, I would just shave my head. Like, if I could pull off a Sinead O'Connor look, I would do that. I would shave my head. But, I have hair, really long hair, and it's annoying to take care of. It's very annoying to keep healthy. It's, yeah, long hair is annoying, I guess is my point. So old mate should just shave his head. It's better for everyone.
Trina, your client here is quite upset by the fact that you've kicked out an Israeli. She's also Israeli. Maybe you shouldn't take her money.
Middle Eastern looking male, the Asian male has a camera. They're harassing my staff. They are harassing my customers. They are harassing me. Well, he keeps pushing into me, so I push back.
Yeah.
Very aggressive. Can you please hurry up? Pardon? I'll take you through as well. Yeah. No. I don't think so. Trina?
How long have you been coming here?
For several years, and my hairdresser Vicky is lovely, and she was very supportive after October 7th.
You've never known the owner?
No, I don't know the owner. It's a confusing world that we're in. Very, very confusing. I always thought I was left-wing, but I wasn't very politically engaged. But after October 7th, I realised the left turned against us, and I didn't...
Do you reckon this chick's a plant? Do you reckon he had her in there? Because statistically, I mean, it is Bentley, and that's the eastern suburbs, I think, from memory. So maybe there are statistically going to be more Jewish people there. Like I said, I've never really been rich enough to live in any Jewish neighborhoods. So I have a few Jewish people that I'm really close to, but it's just sort of by flukes that I've met them, really, because yeah, I'm not in the social, in the social bracket to be in any harbourside suburbs or like these types of areas.
I didn't realise how much intolerance had developed on the left, so I wouldn't feel comfortable calling myself left-wing anymore. My values are the same.
So the police have just arrived because apparently having to answer for your bigotry is scary for some people.
Hey Dango, good to see you.
Let's see how it plays out. I'm waiting for my deposit.
Is that the police?
I don't want to have to get her for theft as well.
Is that the police?
The police are here. He's here. Come. Yeah, he says you should process my deposit.
Can I see some ID? I can't see, but I'll...
Do you want to make sure he's not a Jew as well? Do you want to make sure the cop's not a Jew? I'm the racist. You literally...
Who mentioned Jews?
You literally kick...
She never mentioned Jews. She never mentioned Jews. She didn't. She never mentioned Jews. She said Israeli. And that girl that was getting her hair cut, she was obviously Australian. And she said, my mother's Jewish, which would obviously under Jewish law make her Jewish because, it's, it goes down like the maternal line. Like if you have a Jewish dad, but not a Jewish mum, then, you're not technically considered Jewish, according to like their, religious doctrine. But, that's true. She never did. He's been using Israeli and Jewish because he said this woman's Israeli when the lady said that she was Jewish. She never said she was Israeli. And she clearly has an Australian accent. So, yeah, he's using little rat bag tactics. It's, yeah, it's pretty slimy. But like I said, he's got a conviction for assaulting his ex-wife. So he's not a nice dude. He's not a nice dude.
Someone out because they had an Israeli accent.
Kicked him out because he was in the baby-killing Israeli fucking offence force, not defence, offence.
That's what every Israeli, it's compulsory national service, you know that? Do you hear?
Yeah, obviously I wasn't aware of that. That's happened earlier in the week and I didn't know what her views were. And that would definitely change the way I feel about being here.
Well, just as well, there's probably about another 10,000 places in Melbourne you can get your hair cut, baby. I mean, I don't know. You definitely need to do that regrowth though. So I'd probably get on that stat, babes. I would get onto that.
I don't have an accent, but my mum's Israeli and I'm proud of my heritage. And I know my family.
Her mum's Israeli, so she's not Israeli. I mean, technically she could be a dual citizen or whatever, but doesn't sound like she served in the IDF. It wouldn't come up, right? It wouldn't come up because this lady's not so like anti-Semitic that she's going around asking every customer, hey, are you Israeli? Are you Israeli? Like, she probably just asked that guy because he had an accent and she was interested and she was trying to make conversation with you. Like, I'm pretty sure it's the same in every country in the world, but like, if you go get a facial or you go get your haircut, the ladies always talk to you, you know, you always have a nice long chat. They ask you what you do, they ask you about your family, you know. Hairdressers are like the biggest gossips. They love talking to everybody and yada, yada, yada. So she was just probably trying to build rapport. She heard he wasn't Australian. So she was, you know, asking him probably. She was going to, you know, he was going to say, oh, I'm from so-and-so. And she was like, oh, I've always wanted to go there. Or, you know, whatever her usual go-to line is. It wasn't that deep. And then she heard that and it probably set her off, given the images of starving children that everybody see. Like, it's not that deep, Avi.
Yeah, they're some of the nicest people you could ever meet, you know.
She called you a baby killer on the way out. Have you ever killed a baby?
No. No, of course.
Why are you laughing? People say that all the time. People say that in my comments to me. Why are you laughing?
It's Hamas propaganda. It's just people believe it. It's crazy. Why would we go and we kill babies? It's like, so stupid, you know. Just release the hostages, end the war. But they don't want to end the war. Otherwise, they would release the hostages and everything would be fine, you know.
Do you think when she sees Sudanese people, does she call them baby killers as well? Because in the same time, over 500,000 Sudanese kids have died in that war.
No, of course she won't. And she won't say anything to people from, you know, in Yemen. There's 80,000 people just dying now for starvation by the Houthis, the same Houthis that support Palestine that she supports.
Proud anti, I didn't even see that. Oh my God. Proud anti-Zionist, wow.
The private school vocal fry. Wow. Guys, I went to Geelong Grammar and yes, she sounds like fucking Trude and Prude from Kath and Kim. God, how didn't I hear it before? Freaking money bags. Yeah, she can afford to get her own personal hairdresser to come to her house with that accent. Jeez.
Zionists truly want to believe that they're morally superior, morally righteous, and they're not against Jews. Unfortunately, they don't even know what Zionism means, and they don't know that most Jews identify as Zionists or why.
Judaism is intrinsically Zionist.
I mean, they don't know anything about Judaism.
And now in Syria as well, that they just went and they tried to do 7th of October to the people in Jerusalem. Who helped them? The Israeli helped them, the Israeli army. But no one cares, right? No one cares. It seems like the war tried to target Israelis because apparently they are the strong side in the conflict, which is like, let's support Nazi Germany because now the British are winning. It doesn't make any sense. These people are just full of hate.
It's about $100,000, up to $100,000 fine for that, and I wanted to ask her how she would feel about potentially also having to go to anti-discrimination training, which is pretty much anti-bigotry school, as somebody which would probably be sharing a class with people that probably do the same sort of behaviour to her favourite people. It seems like the woke left think bigotry is not okay unless it's the Jews.
Australia is about, respect the culture and be part of it. And as long as you're part of it, in my experience, I love Australians and, be a good person and then you're welcome here. That's what I feel. And I have lots of Australian friends and I work with many Australians and they're all very lovely people and very nice and that's why I love being here. And I think if you move to Australia as an immigrant like I did, you have to respect the culture and you have to fit in the culture. You can't just go to another country and bring your problems and go like the Palestinians doing or bend the Australian flags. Why? When I came here, it's like, okay, I need to fit here and I love Australians and I love the people and I love the culture. That's how we should do it. Not just go and hate people. When I see Palestinians, I give them a hug. It's like, okay, let's try to move on. I would never kick anyone from anywhere just because it's Palestinian. Why would I? Okay, we had problems, we need to move on. But she is not even Palestinian and she kicked me out just because I'm Israeli. And we've seen it like people burning the synagogue here and stuff. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. That would all be very reasonable. That would all be really reasonable if Israel wasn't currently involved in the mass starvation and attempted annexing of the Gaza Strip. And they've started its shit in the West Bank now as well. So it's very clear what the objectives are. And look, Old Love probably shouldn't have kicked off like that. I would have, been a little bit more diplomatic about it. But look, I'm not her. She might be getting her period, but she might be going through menopause, Hormones are tough. They are tough. I know I am very cranky at certain times of the month. So, it's yeah, it's like that, I guess. And that's the way it is. Run DMC. Sorry, I'm so tired. All right, let's play Scrandle. Yeah, look, she might get some type of fine or something. She might have to do some type of sensitivity training. But yeah, look, if the Israeli community or, the Jewish community, spread it around that, they're not welcome there or whatever, the only people that will rock up will be people looking for a fight, right? She'll be fine. Lots of people will still people will still go there to get their hair cut. She'll be fine. She'll be fine. She provides a really niche service. Curly hair is really hard to take care of. She'll be fine. The Fleet Dog, sausage, bacon, cheese, and onions. You think it was an ambush? I 100% agree. The likelihood that there was just a Jewish woman sitting in the shop seems very statistically unlikely to me. But I don't know. Is Bentley a Jewish area? I'm not from Melbourne. I know I went to this suburb called Ripponlea and there were I saw a lot of Orthodox Jews there, and I saw they had a kosher supermarket and stuff there. And I wouldn't have known that was a Jewish area unless I actually saw the synagogue and actually saw, the curls and the hats and the kosher supermarket. And I was like, whoa. I remember the first time I walked through the eastern suburbs of Sydney, I was like, whoa. It was my first time ever seeing a Jewish person because like I said, I don't come from money. I've never lived in suburbs rich enough to be around that. But I think Bentley is rich. I know it's in the eastern suburbs, but I don't know. Bentley, Victoria. Southeast. Where's it near? Oh, okay. It's right near Brighton. Actually, it might. This is a rich area. Yeah, this is a very rich area. Actually, I take that back. She might have just actually been sitting in there. Because this place, yeah, okay. I take that back. Yeah, it might have been a Jewish area. It's a rich area anyway. It's right near Brighton, Elwood, St Kilda, Malvern. Yeah, that's rich. That's pretty rich. All right, let's go back to the food game. We have the Fleet Dog. Sausage, bacon, cheese, and onions in a baguette. Or chicken bites and chips with curry sauce. Do you reckon she had the anti-Zionist sign up before or after he went in? I reckon she had it up before because she has all the other stickers. She has all the other, all the other stickers that businesses get. And obviously, like, the Zionist one is very, very separate. So she's obviously put it up after the 7th of October. But it looks like, it looks well worn. It looks well worn. It looks like it's copped a few rainstorms and things like that. So I think it's been up for probably a year or so. But it's not the same as like her other ones that like basically every single shop in Melbourne has. I've noticed like every shop and business in Melbourne has those. There's like, it's kind of a given. Like, I don't feel like shops need to have that. Like, I feel like in this day and age, everybody kind of knows that, I don't know. Anyway, I just kind of think it's all redundant, but it's just me. You reckon the curly hair cut customer was with Rebel? Yeah, I think she was too. They've sent him plants so many times. Yeah. Yeah. The Fleet Dog. We gotta play Scrandle, guys. Gotta play Scrandle. It's important, okay? It's very important. We have the Fleet Dog. Sausage, bacon, cheese, and onions in a baguette for £6. Or we have chicken bites and chips with curry sauce for £6. You have to choose. The dog. Hot dog. Balti pie, chips and curry sauce, or halloumi gyros. I'm gonna go. For the Greek food. And I was wrong. Meat and potato pie or barbecue chicken wings. I'm gonna go for barbecue chicken wings, and I was wrong. Hang on, guys. I'll be back in 1 second. Cheesy chips. Oh, the Bahama Mama. The cheese isn't even melted. The cheese isn't even melted, but this looks really bad too. I don't know, but like, I don't know. Chips are pretty like hard to stuff up, right? As long as they're cooked properly. I'm gonna go for the chips. I don't know. It's hard, man. Oh, the other thing one. Okay, well. Chips, sausage and curry sauce, or waffle with Nutella. Oh, waffle with Nutella. Hello, Kylan. I don't know. Chips, sausage, and curried sauce. Curry sauce in a hollowed cob, or waffle with Nutella. Waffle with Nutella looks good. I'm good, Kylan. How are you? Which one? Which one? I don't know. I guess it means it depends on if you're in the mood for something sweet or something meat. Meat or sweet. Which one? Which one will you choose? Nobody knows. I'm gonna go for the waffle. I was wrong. I was very wrong. Beef brisket roll with chips, or rice, beans, pork, egg, and crackling. Nope. We're gonna get 0 out of 10 today. Fish and chips. Thank God. Help me, I'm dumb. Chicken tikka wrap and chips or pizza slice. This looks good. Okay, good. Cholo dog? I thought cholo was like a slur. Is that not a... I mean, I guess maybe it's not. Cheesy hot dog. I mean, obviously this looks way better. Smoky burger with pommes frites, which looks like chips. We are guessing which food is more popular. Yeah, we're guessing which food got more votes. Smoky burger with pommes frites, which I think is like the Belgian way to say chips, or like one of those countries. It's just chips. Or gunner dog. I'm gonna go for this burger. Looks pretty decent. Burger. We're gonna go for the burger. Oh, we got 5 out of 10. Oh well. Oh well. You can't win them all, I say. Food guesser. Daily, daily, daily. Ooh. Pot, paprika, garlic, salt, white pepper, oregano, red pepper flakes, wine, and cayenne. Oh, by the way, we're playing food guesser. I just changed without telling anybody. You know, I have ADHD. My brain is a sift. We do what we can. We really do. But it's hard sometimes. To read that again. Pork, paprika, garlic, salt, white pepper, oregano, red pepper flakes, wine, cayenne, nutmeg. This dish is a robust, dry-cured sausage known for its spicy, bold flavor and vivid red color. It's made from coarsely ground pork and beef seasoned with smoked paprika and garlic. The texture is firm and coarser than other varieties, making it perfect for slicing. Often enjoyed as part of a charcuterie board, it pairs beautifully with cheese and wine, offering a distinctive taste experience. Okay, this is some type of salami or a chorizo, so it's either Spanish or Italian, would be my guess. Because there is a cured type of chorizo, and there's also the one that you have to cook. But I'm going to go with Spain. Correct. It is chorizo. Yay. All right. Shrimp, water, flour, cornstarch, egg, garlic, green onions, sesame oil, cooking oil, salt, white pepper, sugar, soy sauce, rice wine, ginger, chili, cilantro. This dish is a delightful seafood appetizer featuring minced shrimp mixed with seasonings and sometimes herbs, shaped into small round patties. These patties are then coated in breadcrumbs for a spicy exterior and fried to a golden brown perfection. The insides remain tender and flavorful, offering a rich, savory taste that pairs well with dipping sauce, often complementing the dish's texture and flavor. This seems like fusion food. Like, this feels like it's all over the place. Could it be Chinese? Could it be like American Chinese? Yeah, because a lot of the Chinese dishes that they sell in America are like were made by Chinese immigrants in America. So that's why I want to say, I think this is prawn toast. I think this is what we would call in Australia prawn toast. But I don't know if it's Chinese or if it's like a made up for. So I want to go either China or America. But I don't know which one. But yeah, I have no idea if it's Chinese or American. It's honestly like flipping. You feel like it ticks all the USA boxes? Yeah, I feel like it does. You went to a Chinese and Mexican fusion restaurant in Chicago. That would probably be good, actually. I could see that working. United States. Ice cold. China. China is warm. Moon shrimp cake. Moon shrimp cake. Huh. China is warm. We want to go south. I don't know. I don't know. Moon shrimp. Moon shrimp cake. I don't know. It sounds cute though. I actually have no idea. Should we try Vietnam? I don't know. Well, it would be an island or Thailand. Let's try Thailand. It does have coriander in it. It does have coriander, chili. Does it have fish sauce? It doesn't have fish sauce, but... Okay, it's warm. We want to go north. Or where do we want to go? I can't even tell. Well, I don't think it's going to be Japan, so let's go for the Philippines. Nope, it's not the Philippines. Why am I listening to you? Why am I listening to you? I've never seen this in a Korean restaurant. Taiwan is your guess then? Wouldn't it say bordered then? Taiwan. Could be Taiwan or Hong Kong or something. They don't include those in China. Taiwan. Okay, well. Cool, I guess. Flour, baking powder, salt, sugar, butter, lard, milk, currants, eggs, nutmeg, cinnamon. I feel like this is United Kingdom. I feel like this is like, you know when you see this and you think, oh, it's chocolate chips, and you eat it and it's like sultanas and you're so angry. You feel like you're ripped off. I feel like everybody's had that happen to them. United Kingdom. That looks like the most British food I've ever seen in my life. It's called a singing hinny. Oh, we're still a genius. Alright. Okay then. I guess we'll play one more game and then I'm gonna go to bed, and tomorrow is my night off. And then I will be back on Thursday to once again grace you with my presence because, you know. How's my nan going? I haven't heard. So I assume that they haven't done the surgery yet. Where she is like very rural. So it's about like 10 hours from Sydney. I think it's closer to Brisbane than it is to Sydney. So I don't know if they have to move her to another hospital. I would assume they wouldn't have like the right surgeon at a rural hospital. So I don't know. I haven't heard from anyone. Nobody's told me anything. So yeah. They told me that they would call me when anything changed. So I don't want to like hassle anyone about it, but yeah, we'll see what happens. I think this is Spanish. Shellfish, pork, chicken, potato, milcao, chapalele, vegetables, white wine, sausage, optional chorizo, something, nalca leaves, spices. I feel like this is Spanish. Nope, ice cold. Alright, well, I give up. The dish involves digging a pit, lining it with hot stones, and layering ingredients. Oh, it sounds like a hungy. Such as shellfish, meat, potatoes, and vegetables. Interspersed with nalca leaves to trap steam. The pit is then covered with damp cloths and soil to seal in the heat. The ingredients cook through the steam and heat for several hours, producing a flavorful communal meal. What's nalca leaves? Maybe it's Mexico. They like chorizo, I feel like. Nope. Shellfish, pork, chicken, potato. Curanto. Maybe it's South America somewhere. Where would it be though? Curanto. We're going southeast of Mexico, so maybe it's Caribbean. Yeah, it could be Caribbean. Could it be Cuban? Could it be Puerto Rican? Could it be... I'm just trying to think of like Spanish. Could it be... What's the other one? Costa Rica? Costa of living crisis? I don't know. What's happening? Nobody knows anything anymore. Trinidad? Let's try Trinidad. It sounds like a Spanish name to me, though. It sounds like... No, Trinidad and Tobago is cool. Although it's closer. So we're on the South American continent. Could we be in the Philippines again? It would be funny if it's the Philippines. I mean, we're either in South America or we're like, I don't know, because I feel like... We're south of Mexico. Okay, we're south of Mexico. Okay. Could it be Peru? Could it be Brazil? Could it be Argentina? Could it be Colombia? Could it be Chile? Chile? I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know, I'm not sure. Caranto. Gonna go for Chile. Chile. What the heck? Dude, what the heck? I'm so proud of myself. What the heck? That was actually just a fluke based on nothing other than the fact that I like saying Chile. Chile, Chilean, I am Chilean, no. That was the biggest fluke of all time. Pasta or crepes, spinach, cheese, cream, butter, garlic, onions, nutmeg, salt, pepper, optional, ham, optional, bechamel sauce, optional, mushrooms. This dish features lasagna-style layers of handmade pasta, sheets or crepes interspersed with a creamy bechamel-like sauce enriched with cheese. Unique to its preparation is the use of wild spinach or Swiss chard. Adding a green, earthly flavor, the ensemble is baked until golden and bubbly, creating a comforting and hearty meal with a delightful contrast between the tender greens and the rich, tasty sauce. It does look Greek, doesn't it? Greece is warm. We want to go north. There is a Greek thing that's made with spinach and cheese, and it's but I think it's made with like phyllo pastry, not like whatever this is, crepes and stuff. Yeah, that's what it's called. Spanakopita? I don't know. I'm not from Melbourne, I'm from Sydney. Let's go with Italy and then let's try France. It borders Italy. Oh, look at the spelling. Could that mean... I think the spelling is very significante. Spannicopita. Arias. Yeah, but look at the spelling. They don't do that in France, do they? I don't know. I was thinking France for initially because of the bechamel. I was thinking of France because of the bechamel now. And I was thinking because it said crepes. And I feel like they're very French. Okay. There you go. Ooh. Glutinous rice flour, sesame seeds, peanuts, water, optional raisins, optional coconut flakes. This dish is a delightful dessert made from glutinous rice flour, formed into balls and filled with... I feel like this is Chinese. I feel like this is Chinese, or if it's not, very close by. China, correct. A-wo-wo. A-wo-wo? A-wo-wo? Potatoes, sausages, onions, mustard, ketchup, oil, salt, pepper, optional cheese, optional pickles, optional mayonnaise. This has to be American. Look at it. This has to be American. It has to be. Look at it. Look at it. It's a monstrosity. United States of whatever. Nope, cold. I was wrong. Oh, how I was wrong. Well, that's just oppressing. Mexican snack pack. Well, maybe it's German. Potatoes, sausages, onions, mustard, ketchup, oil, salt, pepper, cheese, pickles, mayonnaise. Sounds very German. Germany is warm. Maca Rapperanat. Cheese should not be optional. Well, some people just don't want the extra calories, you know? They've already got a bunch of chips there, so they have to, the spelling is not helping me. The spelling is not helping my brain to understand what is going on. Cheese has protein? I mean, yeah. It's northwest of Germany. Are we Scandinavian? I mean, potentially. Could this be the Danes? Could this be the Finns? Could this be the Swedes? Could this be a Xenovisians? We will never know. We will never know. Let's try Sweden. I don't know what happened there. Sweden. It borders Sweden. So it's either Norway or Finland. Let's go for Norway. It is Finnish. It is Finnish. Nori sushi rice. Oh, it's made out of my cat. That's my cat. That's my cat Nori. She's in this sushi. Sliced avocado and cooked imitation crab meat. I think this is a trick because I think this is sushi, but I think it's an American sushi and not a Japanese sushi. Because I don't think that Japanese had avocado. I think this is like what they call a California roll or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but I think so. I'm going to go with the United States because I think it's a trick. Oh, I was right. Oh my God. We're only a super foodie. We're not geniuses anymore, guys. We lost our genius crown. It's gone. It's gone. We may never get it back. Who knows? Who knows what will happen in the future? Maybe we will once again rise to the top and reclaim our gastronomical geniuses times. I gotta go to bed. I gotta go to bed. Oh my goodness. I'm so tired. My ears actually hurt from wearing headphones. That's how inflamed my body is. It's like, please leave me alone. Somebody help me. I'm dying. I really wonder if, like, you know the story, The Princess and the Pea? I wonder if that princess had lupus and that's why she could feel the pea under, like, 10 mattresses. Because that's how my body feels right now. Like, it's just pain. Everything is like, please stop touching me. It hurts. Please leave me alone. Anyway, now that I'm done whinging for the night, I think I shall retire to my princess bed and have a princess nap. Because, you know, it's what we like to do around here. We like to sleep the great big sleep. I mean, no, not that one. Just a refreshing, rejuvenating night rest. That's what I meant. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Boy, see. All right, guys. I am gonna actually go. Thank you for hanging out. See you next time. Bye.